Hello everyone, this is Big Cuff Daddy Glenn Cuff, and welcome to the weekly wrestling rundown for the week of February 1st through the 6th, and this is episode 4. Big ass fingers. Anyway, get right into the weekly rundown, starting with halftime heat for the big game. Halftime heat with the NXT guys, Ricochet, Velveteen Dream, Aleister Black versus Tommaso Ciampa, Johnny Gargano, and Adam Cole. Watching that match, I think they did a phenomenal job. They did a great job, some great spots. Those guys, I know this phrase gets tossed around a lot, but they are the future of the WWE. I just hope that whenever they do get called up to the main roster and stuff, that these guys get proper bookings and stuff. Ricochet, I've said it before, guy is money. I mean, I can't wait for this guy to get on the main roster and have matches against Andrade Cien Almas, Rey Mysterio, Finn Balor, AJ Styles, or any other guy on the roster that is considered probably a workhorse and can go out there and have a great match with anybody. I can't wait to see what they can do with this guy. I said this guy is money. But yeah, they did a great job. By the way, I guess congratulations to the Pats. I knew they were going to win. But yeah, congratulations to Tom Brady and the Pats. I'm not a fan. I am a Carolina Panthers fan. Cam Newton's my quarterback. Tom Brady is not. But they won. I knew they were going to win. So be it. You know, Super Bowl 53 is done and over with. Let's move on. Next season. But yeah, moving on to Raw. The opening segment was Steph and Becky Lynch. Pretty typical opening segment. It got a little interesting because some physicality was in there between Steph and Becky. This is very reminiscent of the Stone Cold McMahon feud from the Attitude Era. Just a fresh take. Now instead of men, it's the women. I know that they are hyping Ronda Rousey versus Becky Lynch. I said, but after that segment, I'm more a little interested in Becky Lynch versus Stephanie McMahon now. I mean, you got a perfect anti-heel, and you got a perfect anti-hero versus the establishment, which is Stephanie McMahon. And I'm a little more interested in seeing that now instead of Becky and Ronda. Tell you the truth, that's my opinion. But yeah, the little physicality and stuff from that segment, nice little end to that segment and stuff. You know, yeah, it was entertaining. And to end that segment with Becky getting escorted out and the little exchange she had with Ronda. I don't know if there's an audio problem or Ronda Rousey needs to learn to speak up or what, but I couldn't make out what anybody was saying in that backstage segment with Ronda and Becky. All I know is bitch was said at the end of it. I turned my TV up. I rewinded it several times. I still couldn't make out what the hell was being said. But anyway, like I said, I'm more interested in Becky versus Steph now instead of Ronda. Moving on. Kurt Angle, his big announcement segment. We thought we were going to get a retirement segment, but what happened is it's set up for a tag team main event match with Kurt Angle and Braun Strowman teaming up to take on Drew Mack and Baron Corbin. Even though that was the main event, I'm going to talk about it now. Pretty good tag match. I think Kurt Angle is still in good form to be in there wrestling and stuff. You know, he looks good when he's in there wrestling. Versus when he first came back and started wrestling in the WWE, he looked like, you know, he was in a little bit of pain, a little out of shape. But now he looks like he's back in shape and wrestling pretty good now, like he's back in his prime form again. But I have no problem with Kurt Angle getting back in the ring. You know, I just hope that I would rather for him to go and do bring him back for like big matches like the Royal Rumble, of course. Sort of like a match like what he had with, you know, at WrestleMania. where he teamed up with where he teamed up with Ronda Rousey to take on Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. I don't mind seeing him in matches like that. Him wrestling on Raw every week, I don't want to see that with Kurt Angle. But I do think he still has value in the WWE, to tell you the truth. Moving on to A Moment of Bliss. EC3 as Alexa Bliss's guest on A Moment of Bliss. This episode of A Moment of Bliss was a little bit better than the past episodes of it. Just more talking between her, her asking questions, I should say. A little more charisma from her and stuff. A little more of her character coming out. So yeah, I think this episode was done better than the other ones. This was EC3 on Alexa Bliss. This was the setup for his debut match. You know, the whole thing with him not talking, I ain't digging it. I think they should let him do what he's done before in the past with his character. You know, he's supposed to be, you know, the 1%, you know, like wealthy, born into wealth and stuff like that. You know, he's silver spoon fed. I'm expecting this guy to be something like, you know, a cross between $1 Million Man and somewhat like Shane McMahon. Sort of like what he had back in TNA, you know, where he was very cocky, you know, he had resources and stuff. I ain't down with the whole prosing and silent thing. It's like very, very, very watered down version of EC3. So I think in my opinion, in future bookings, they should let him be more of himself, what he used to be in TNA. Dean Ambrose, when he came on there, he had a little bit of hilarious, you know, questions and stuff on A Moment of Bliss. And when he was addressing Nia Jax also, I thought it was pretty entertaining with Dean Ambrose on there and everything. Quite interesting, you know, they mentioned Renee Young in that whole little segment or whatever. But yeah, the match was set up between EC3 and Dean Ambrose, and EC3 won. I think now that, in my opinion, that Dean Ambrose is well known that he's leaving the WWE after his contract expires. I think they're going to probably use him as an enhancement talent until he leaves. And to me, I think that sucks, because this is a guy who's a former WWE champion and 1/3 of the Shield. I mean, how you going to do that to him after he done so much in that company? But it looks like that's what they're going to do. Moving on, Lashley and Balor. We didn't get to see that Intercontinental match between them two, but we did get to see a match between Lio Rush and Finn Balor, which was a good little match for Lio Rush to display his talents. It was a pretty decent match and everything. You knew Finn Balor was going to win. But I hope we get to see more of Lio Rush in the ring on Raw and stuff. And possibly tag up a few times with Lashley. Finn Balor, I hope that, you know, he does make his way back up to the Universal title scene again. Hopefully we can see him and Seth Rollins going for that title again against each other. Also to note, for the segmented match, Lashley did cut a promo where, you know, last couple weeks we've been hearing that, you know, some talk of Lashley versus Lesnar, or comparing the two. You know, Lashley coming out saying he's better than Lesnar in wrestling, MMA, and in the wrestling ring. I hope they do pull the trigger. I've been wanting this match since they've said Bobby Lashley signed back with the WWE last year. And here it is. We done went through, what, 3 of the big 4 pay-per-views, and we haven't seen that dream match happen yet. So hopefully down the road somewhere soon, we're gonna go. We get to see Lashley versus Lesnar, and I think that's a dream match. If WWE is trying to get money, asses, and seats and viewers in, build Bobby Lashley back up as the Dominator, as the damn guy who took down Umaga, the Big Show, and many other guys with many other big name talent in the WWE. and have him go up against Lesnar. I mean, come on, man. You got to build up some opponents sometime or another. Roman Reigns is out sick now. Braun Strowman, you pretty much killed his momentum. You got Drew McIntyre now with, fighting with Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin and stuff. So who the hell else is going to step up if Rollins don't succeed? Only person I see is Lashley. Moving on to Ronda Rousey. 2 quick matches Ronda Rousey had against the Riot Squad members, Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. It looks like they're probably going to do Ruby Riott next Monday versus Ronda Rousey, because you saw that little exchange that they had. Ruby Riott act like she was going to get in, but she didn't. It looks like almost like they were going to try to turn the Riot Squad as baby faces. So, I don't know. It seemed like there's some focus being taken off of Becky Lynch versus Rousey, though. And it's also good, too, last little bits about Raw. It's good to see the undercards being used, like Apollo Crews, No Way Jose. These guys are getting TV time. Hawkins and Ryder, it looks like they're building them back up to form a tag team again. And the tag division, I said, they keep talking about the tag division is going to get much needed attention. Raw, I don't know if they're taking baby steps or what, but I'm not seeing any type of progress with the tag division when you got Rude and Gable not even wrestling on Raw, and then they do kickoff show match at a pay-per-view and stuff. So I'm not sure about all that. I do hope the Revival does win the tag team titles eventually. But yeah, moving on to SmackDown Live. Interesting segment to open up SmackDown with Becky Lynch and Triple H. Like I said, very reminiscent of Stone Cold and Vince McMahon, CM Punk and the Authority. You got an anti-hero going against the establishment, and I'm loving it. Like I said, I'm more interested now in seeing Stephanie versus Becky at Mania than Becky versus Rousey. Daniel Bryan. I know a lot of people complaining about Daniel Bryan, but I love the gimmick, man. I love what he's doing as WWE champion, where he's like this eco-friendly heel, and he's got his damn big Sasquatch bodyguard in Eric Rowan. So yeah, I like what he's doing and stuff. He's making you hate him. He's doing his job very well, and stuff. Hell, I'm sitting back here watching him. I'm like, damn, he's almost like an eco-terrorist. But, he ain't terrorizing the public or whatever to get for a public agenda. But the whole Captain Planet thing, yeah, I am. It's something fresh, to tell you the truth. I'm not really too enthused about the Elimination Chamber. Because the competitors, like AJ Styles, Randy Orton, Samoa Joe, I'm cool with, but like Jeff Hardy, Mustafa Ali, Mustafa Ali just coming in anyway. You could have had some other competitors to be in the Elimination Chamber match for WWE title, to tell you the truth. Not that those guys are talentless or anything. It's just, like I said, Mustafa Ali just coming from 205 Live to the main roster, and he gets a WWE title shot just coming in. But yeah, I think it's a little lackluster right about now. You can sort of tell Daniel Bryan's going to walk out with the WWE title. Andrade and Ray, looks like they're continuing their program. I could watch them guys go some more in the ring against each other. They put on some phenomenal matches, and like I said, I think they just needed a story instead of just some random exhibition matches, and they putting on great exhibition matches. So yeah, I'm looking forward to them having some more matches against each other. And the Miz and Shane McMahon storyline against the Usos now. I still ain't with Miz and Shane McMahon as tag team champions on SmackDown Live. I hope the Usos do take the titles off of them, because neither one of those guys need the tag team titles right now. I just hope that the Usos are able to do it, and they get back to competing against other tag teams in the tag team division and stuff, and putting on good matches. But I am against Shane and the Miz being tag team champions. The women's tag division looks to be set right now for the Elimination Chamber. In my opinion, my prediction, I think Sasha and Bayley will probably win it, be the first women's tag champions. I say because I'm looking at the other tag teams, and like none of the other tag teams are like Nia and Tamina might seem like some good choices. But other than that, every other tag team is like just two women put together, or they been tagging. The women been tagging, but they ain't really like a tag team, you know what I'm saying? Like, say the Usos or the New Day or the Bar or something. They ain't been out there just winning matches as a tag team and stuff. But Sasha and Bayley have. Tamina and Nia have. But the rest of them, just, like I said, they just like they put together. The Riot Squad, of course, too. But they're more of a trio instead of a tag. So I think Nia and Bayley are going to probably take that. Other news and rumors that I've been wanted to talk about. Seems like there's a big thing going on with the with contracts now. It seems like some people's contracts are coming up in the WWE, and because of AEW, you know, there's a lot of interest. WWE, I've heard they're trying to do whatever they can to keep people in their contracts or with the company and stuff. Like you said, you know, the Revival, they wanted to leave. Sasha Banks, I've heard, has wanted to leave. I heard Randy Orton's been talking to AEW here lately. So, you know, you got a lot of, AEW's got a lot of people that they're looking at in the WWE, and I think the WWE is trying to secure those people now. I just hope that once they secure them, that they give them some good booking and stuff. It looks like AEW has been trying to get a big TV deal. Supposedly, they talked to Turner Broadcasting or the Turner Networks during the Super Bowl weekend. There's a lot of big news coming out of this that their TV deal could be the biggest non-WWE deal since television deal since WCW, and I just can't wait to see what they bring. I can't wait to see how they do things and stuff in AEW. As far as that, I want to say, I heard a lot of big names are being signed with AEW, so, from the independent scene and stuff. And, I've heard some people saying they were a little concerned because you got so much star power on your roster to try to compete with WWE that, is the booking for these stars going to be appropriate for the stars? You know, are they going to keep some star power? Because, you know, it's just like with WWE. They may sign a bunch of indie stars, but when they get to the main roster, they're going to have to put over somebody eventually, if not out the gate putting over somebody. You know what I'm saying? So, I just hope that they, you know, find some good booking, or they do some good booking for some of the stars that they are signing and stuff. And because it seemed like they got the roster to compete. Like, hell, they don't just go off of namesake. Like, getting people who's, you know, like legacy stars, you know, wrestler whose parent was a big star, and, you know, they're going off that name alone, or you know, because you were named somewhere else, that you come in here and you just mow down every other newcomer or whatever. So I hope they don't do that either. But yeah, and last but not least, normally around this time, WWE would have been named their headlining Hall of Fame star, whoever they're going to put in the Hall of Fame. And I haven't heard anything. I heard that Batista was due to headline this year's Hall of Fame, but I don't know if they lost interest in him or what. I've heard some other names like The Undertaker. I think they should put Undertaker in the Hall of Fame. I've heard that they wanted to put The Rock in. I have no problem with The Rock going in. I was like, he's not wrestling full-time. Hell, he's not even wrestling part-time anymore. I was like, he's just coming and going as he pleases. So might as well go ahead and put him in the Hall of Fame with guys like Steve Austin and others. Hearing also about the Hart Foundation going in. I guess so that Jim Neville Neidhart will get his Hall of Fame ring and stuff. And some of the other members of the Hart Foundation too. So yeah, that's the only other news I've heard about the Hall of Fame. And then they're talking about the celebrity wing, possibly Cyndi Lauper going in this year. I'm still wondering why they ain't put Muhammad Ali in yet. He was a wrestling fan, one of the first celebrities that was a wrestling fan. So yeah, that's that. Also too, I will be trying to incorporate NXT into these reports also, as you saw with the halftime heat thing. So yeah, that's my conclusion for the weekly wrestling rundown for this week, episode 4. Hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys enjoyed the Super Bowl. I know I did. But anyway, that's it. You know, guys, peace out. God bless. And until next week, see you guys then.